Valve's 2026 comeback. The new Steam machine and controller revealed. Valve just dropped the most important gaming announcement of 2026. It could completely change how you think about console gaming. We're talking about the long-awaited return of the Steam machine. And a brand new Steam controller that might just be the best gaming controller ever made. But before we dive in, you need to know why this isn't just another console attempt. 10 years ago, Valve tried to revolutionize gaming with their first Steam machine concept. It was supposed to free us from Windows and create a Linux-based gaming paradise. Instead, it crashed and burned spectacularly. Most companies would have given up, but Valve went underground, perfecting SteamOS and Proton. The Steam Deck proved that Valve's vision could finally work. But the Steam Deck also revealed gamers wanted something more substantial for their living rooms. Something that could deliver true 4K gaming without the handheld compromises. Enter the 2026 Steam machine, which I'm calling the Lunchbox. Because it's about to eat Xbox's lunch. This compact powerhouse packs a 6-core AMD Zen 4 processor that turbos up to 4.8 GHz. It's paired with 16 gigs of RAM and an 8 gig GPU. Valve compares to a Radeon 7600 XT. But direct comparisons might not tell the whole story thanks to custom software optimizations. Valve's goal was ambitious: make virtually any game run at 4K 60 frames per second. I watched Cyberpunk 2077 running buttery smooth at these exact settings utilizing FSR upscaling. Valve claims this delivers about 6 times the performance of the Steam Deck. This puts it in seriously competitive territory with current generation consoles. What surprised me most was using discrete CPU and GPU components rather than an integrated SoC design. When I asked their engineering team about this choice, they explained it came down to balancing cost, power consumption, size, and raw performance. Looking at the final result, they were absolutely right about avoiding integration compromises. The physical design is remarkably clever, significantly more compact than traditional SFF gaming PCs. The front features customizable magnetic panels, and Valve is releasing CAD files for custom faceplates. I saw a demo unit with an embedded display showing system vitals, which looked absolutely fantastic. The front panel also includes a programmable RGB light strip that can show system status or personal style. For connectivity, you get power, microSD, and 2 USB 3 ports on the front. The rear houses 2 USB 2 ports, a USB-C 10 GB port, Ethernet, and video outputs. Notably, the HDMI port has been tested at 2.1 speeds, but Valve can't officially call it HDMI 2.1. The cooling solution is particularly ingenious, using a large 120mm fan, drawing air through the integrated power supply. This allows the power supply itself to be completely fanless while maintaining excellent thermal performance. This integrated approach is a major engineering achievement for such a small box. It maximizes internal space and thermal efficiency simultaneously. But let's talk about the real star of the show, the new Steam controller. Yes, Valve decided to give it the exact same name as the original, which I told them was unnecessarily confusing. However, this controller learns from every mistake of the original while keeping everything that made it special. Those haptic touchpads made mouse and keyboard games playable from the couch. But it also alienated many gamers who just wanted traditional analog sticks. Well, problem solved. You get conventional ABXY buttons and PlayStation-style symmetric analog sticks. The repositioned trackpads better accommodate your natural hand position compared to the wider Steam Deck. All the signature Valve buttons are here too. The Steam button for menus and the quick access button for the overlay. 4 programmable rear buttons are included for customizable macro inputs. The D-pad has been refined from the Steam Deck version for better tactile response. The analog sticks use next-generation TMR technology, tunneling magneto-resistant sensors. This should virtually eliminate stick drift issues that plague other controllers. The controller is designed for superior gyroscopic aiming and mouse-like precision. Both thumbsticks and even the grip areas are capacitive, meaning the controller knows when you're touching them. You can configure gyro aiming to activate only when your thumb touches a stick, or based on grip pressure. This opens up incredibly sophisticated control schemes only possible on this device. I saw a brilliant demo using Balatro, where you could play traditionally. Use the trackpad split for left and right mouse clicks like a dedicated PC player. Or go full gyro mouse mode using face buttons for clicks. The flexibility is genuinely mind-blowing. Beyond the haptic feedback Valve is known for, this controller adds large rumble motors for traditional force feedback. It also boasts a massive battery, rated for 35 hours of use, even in demanding applications. The wireless solution addresses Bluetooth inconsistency with a proprietary 2.4 GHz interface. Every Steam controller comes with a wireless dongle that clips magnetically to the controller. This delivers approximately 8 milliseconds of end-to-end latency with superior reliability. Each dongle supports 4 controllers, and Valve tested up to 16 simultaneous players. There's even an IR emitter built into the controller to help you locate it when wearing a VR headset. Getting back to the Steam machine, Valve focused heavily on delivering a true console experience for non-technical users. The system supports quick suspend and resume with modern standby. Your games stay updated and ready to play the moment you sit down. No manual checks needed. For upgrading, you can easily swap the storage to 2230 or 2280 M, 2 drives with minimal hassle. The memory uses standard SODIMM slots, similar to a laptop configuration. They're hoping to continue their iFixit partnership from the Steam Deck, making replacement parts available. Some fascinating engineering details caught my attention during the teardown. The power supply is so integrated it's essentially part of the chassis itself. The cooling solution pulls air directly through the PSU heat sinks, eliminating the need for a separate PSU fan. The Delta cooling fan is slightly thicker than standard 25mm fans for extra static pressure. This fan also includes integrated antenna mounts along with critical I/O mounting points. The Steam machine has 4 separate wireless antennas, 2 for Wi-Fi 6E, 1 for Bluetooth, and 1 dedicated to the Steam controller. The big question everyone wants answered is pricing, which Valve couldn't provide specific numbers for yet. However, they gave one crucial hint. The Steam machine will be priced like a PC because it fundamentally is a full-fledged PC. They don't want to subsidize hardware costs through game sales, like traditional console makers. Valve needs to maintain the sustainability of their hardware business by pricing components fairly. They recognize that someone could buy thousands of these for corporate use without buying a single game. The other major question is about standalone Steam OS availability for custom PC builders. While we won't see an official release for build-your-own systems anytime soon, recovery images exist for AMD systems. Nothing prevents you from building your own Steam machine, but you'll miss hardware-specific features. HDMI CEC control, for example, required custom motherboard design to automatically power on your AV receiver. Getting this functionality on custom builds depends on improved support for Intel and especially NVIDIA graphics cards. This brings us to a crucial realization about Valve's strategy. They're not trying to compete directly with PlayStation or Xbox in the traditional console wars. Instead, they're creating an entirely new category, a true PC gaming console. It bridges the gap between console simplicity and PC flexibility. The Steam machine launches in Q1 2026 alongside the new Steam controller. Based on what I experienced, this could be the device that finally delivers on living room PC gaming. The hardware is solid, the software is mature, and the controller might just be the best input device ever created. What excites me most is the potential ecosystem this creates for PC gamers. They learned hard lessons from their first attempt, and those lessons are evident in every aspect of this new design. Let's look closer at the TMR technology within those sticks. Unlike resistive sensors, TMR avoids physical contact wear, ensuring longevity. The capacitive touch on the grips allows for advanced grip pressure sensitivity mapping. Imagine a game where hard squeezing causes weapon recoil feedback through grip input. This capacitive input also allows for intuitive menu navigation without lifting thumbs from the sticks. The gesture control capability from the original is integrated seamlessly through advanced gyro interpretation. Valve provided detailed calibration tools accessible via the Steam Overlay button. This level of input customization transforms nearly every genre of game for couch play. Let's revisit the thermal architecture and the necessity of that custom Delta fan. Standard fans struggle when placed directly against a dense heatsink or restrictive shroud. The thicker profile of this fan allows for blades that generate higher static pressure efficiently. The integration of antennas directly onto the fan assembly structure is a space-saving masterstroke. This dedicated antenna for controller communication minimizes potential interference from crowded home Wi-Fi networks. The internal layout maximizes the use of every cubic millimeter available. The wireless dongle is more than just a receiver. It's a central link. The magnetic clip ensures you never lose the dongle when moving the controller to the couch. Since it uses a proprietary 2.4 GHz connection, it bypasses standard operating system Bluetooth pairing headaches. The dongle itself is plug-and-play compatible with any other PC, extending its utility. Valve explicitly included extra dongles in the retail package for expansion. You can run 4 dongles on one system, supporting 16 controllers for local multiplayer chaos. Let's revisit the performance claims with the @Valve engineer for clarification. The 7600 XT comparison is a baseline. Custom driver optimizations significantly boost real-world SteamOS frame rates. The 4K 60 frames per second target is achievable, often requiring players to utilize FSR quality modes, which is standard practice now. The key bottleneck in handhelds, thermal throttling, is largely mitigated here by the external form factor. When running Cyberpunk 2077, the consistency was what truly sold me on the potential. The game never dipped below 55 frames per second during intensive city driving sequences. This 6 times performance leap over the deck translates directly into modern console parity. Valve has clearly tuned the hardware specifically for the SteamOS runtime environment. Upgrading storage is designed to be a tool-free process for the main M.2 slot. The system accepts both the smaller 2230 and the higher capacity 2280 M.2 drives. Valve is prioritizing consumer repairability, extending the Steam Deck ethos. We expect detailed replacement guides for RAM and storage to be published concurrently with the launch. This approach builds trust and encourages long-term use over planned obsolescence. The 35-hour battery life claim is aggressive, so we looked at the testing protocols. The baseline testing at 35 hours includes active gyro input and frequent haptic pulses. If you disable the large rumble motors for simpler titles, the endurance extends significantly further. Valve prioritized power efficiency in the TMR sensors and the proprietary radios. Even with heavy, constant trackpad scrolling, I couldn't drain it in a standard 6-hour gaming session. A quick look back at the rear I/O connectivity options on the lunchbox. The rear features 2 USB 2 Type-A ports, perhaps for legacy peripherals or dongles. Crucially, we have a high-speed USB-C 10 gigabit port for external storage access. Video output is covered by HDMI 2 and DisplayPort 1.4, ensuring wide monitor compatibility. The decision to price it like a PC is a direct reflection of its open nature, unlike closed consoles. Valve explicitly avoids vendor lock-in pressure associated with subsidized hardware models. This respects the PC ecosystem while offering a polished entry point into SteamOS. It secures a hardware revenue stream, independent of game store success metrics. The synergy between the highly optimized hardware and the revolutionary controller is what sets this apart. You get the vast Steam library, the optimized Linux layer, and inputs that adapt to every game style. It satisfies the casual user wanting instant 4K couch play. But it also rewards the enthusiast with customizability and upgrade paths. Valve has truly engineered a bridge, not a bunker. The real test will be market reception and the final pricing when details are locked down. If Valve delivers on console simplicity with PC-like capability, this is a potential revolution. The hardware shows maturity, the software is proven, and the controller is unmatched. Valve learned from 2013, and the result is a cohesive, powerful living room device. Get ready. Living room PC gaming is finally here.